Go Jackets.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to WreckTalk. It is a beautiful Friday. I hope you guys are all having a great time, and it's a great time to be a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today in this video. But before we get into that, this video was a suggestion from one of our members, Mr. T. Branch. Mr. T. Branch, I appreciate it. Thank you for being a member. And we have a new member, Mike Doug. If you watch the live shows, Mike Doug calls in every one that we have that we do call-ins. Great friend of the channel. Mike Doug, thank you for being a member. And if you want to be a member, there's a join button right below the title of the video. I'm about to put some more custom emojis with the rebranding kind of the channel and all the cool stuff we're doing. You can get to suggest a video. So for everyone that types stuff in the comments, hey, why don't you do a video about this or that? Hey, become a member. It's $4.99 a month, and maybe I'll take your suggestion. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, we're doing a lot of cool things leading into the season. There's a PayPal link and a CashApp link in the description. And I don't have my hat right on me handy, but we have merchandise. I'm thinking about getting some new shirts with the new logos on it. But if you want to get the stuff we have, there's a link for that in the description of the video. Excuse me, as well. Also, I bought some fresh kicks. I bought some fresh kicks at Kohl's today. I think these things look good. What do you guys think? Anyway, what we're going to talk about today. Georgia Tech is doing things that they haven't done in the history of the program. You know, everyone talks about, there's not the financial commitment at Georgia Tech. You know, we're just behind the eight ball, and we have been. Jeff Collins was the lowest paid coach in the ACC. He was like 56 amongst FBS coaches. And it will be the same for Brent Key, except a little worse. I think Collins was scheduled to make like $3.1 million. Key's making $2.8. But let's look over here. First of all, let's zoom in a little bit. First of all, did Key put on a little weight? And second of all, this smile looks like the SpongeBob. You like Krabby Patties, don't you?
No, wait, it's not what you think. This is a big misunderstanding. You've got to believe me. Listen, I am telling you, you better listen to me, SpongeBob.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
An interesting photo they chose to post. But Key just got off vacation, coming back Wednesday, went to the Touchdown Club meeting to talk to donors, and this is what he said. No football program is ever going to be great. No athletics program, especially in college, is going to be great unless you have the alignment of the athletics program, the athletic director, the president of the school. Bottom line, Key said, the vertical alignment we have now at Georgia Tech, from President Cabrera to Jay Batt to the football program, is where it's never been. It's a different feel now, from top down, to be able to have the resources, to be able to have the pieces to put things together, to put the right things together. Now, that is certainly true. He goes on later to talk about, you know, we don't have a standard right now, and we're working to instill that standard for what it should be at Georgia Tech. And I kind of like that he's not kind of blowing smoke, and he's saying, yeah, like, we're building something here. Like, it's not an overnight thing. It's not something that you're going to be able to do instantly. And anything that, you know, get rich quick, whatever, anything that's advertised as, it's going to happen right now, is usually BS. So I like that Key's being very realistic, but in conjunction with working and putting all the right pieces together, and obviously having the commitment from the people above him and the football program. So what's all this about?
What is cars and all this? Woo!
What are we talking about? Let me switch back over here. So this is what T. Branch sent me to look at. Georgia Tech coordinators see a bump in pay, and I'm not just going to read the article, but I'll put up the numbers on the screen. So Buster Faulkner comes in. He's making about $100,000 less than Chip Long did. He's making $750,000. I think the coordinators, what does it say? Yeah, the coordinators are combining for $1.7 million. Andrew Thacker gets a well-deserved pay bump from $450,000 to $650,000. Obviously, the defense was the cornerstone of the team last year. I think that's well-deserved. I think it says, in comparison, Florida State's defensive coordinator makes $1.1 million. Clemson, Nick Eason makes $800,000. And defensive coordinator at Georgia makes $1.9 million. Just to put that in a little bit of perspective, new special teams coordinator Ricky Brumfield makes $300,000. Marco Coleman comes back making $450,000, which I also think is well deserved. That's also paying dividends for us with the signing of C.J. Jackson. Norville McKenzie comes in making $400,000. That's the running backs coach. A.J. Artis, the strength and conditioning coach, making $300,000. Travaris Tillman, who's the defensive backs coach, $350,000. Jeep Wade, offensive line coach, making $300,000. Brent Key, making $2.8 million. Now the average, I think, as of like a year or two ago for FBS coaches, and I'm not talking about Division I coaches, for Division I, or I shouldn't say Division I, for Power 5 coaches, I'm sure it's higher, but the average is about $3 million, so he's under the average pay. But there are incentives for the entire staff in this for if you make a bowl game, if you make a New Year's Six, if you make a conference championship, if you win it, if you make the playoffs, and national title appearance and winning. So also I had to look back. I'm not sure what Winky is making this year, but last year he made $325,000. I would think he's probably going to make $450,000 this year. It doesn't say in the article what he's making, but I would think he has to get a pay increase. I mean, he was calling plays last year. Winky's the guy that I'm most concerned with leaving. In fact, I would probably be okay with him making $500,000. Now, the total allotted money for this staff is $10.3 million. And to put that in perspective, for Collins, it was almost half. It was $5.7 million. Now, if I know Collins, he's going to say, "See, that's why. That's why." Well, to that, I would say Key worked with the same staff after he left and won 4 games in 8 weeks. So that wasn't why. Now, is that part of it? To be fair, yeah, we have, got to, solve this money issue and be able to bring in talent on our staff. We have to bring this in alignment with the rest of the country. Now, I couldn't find anything on, average staff pay. I would think we went from being one of the worst to now being in the middle of the pack in college football. If I had to guess, maybe slightly better than that. Coaches like Nick Saban alone are making what our allotted staff is. But right now the goal isn't to be Alabama, Georgia, LSU. Right now, it's progress, and this is more than progress. I mean, this is the largest. I'm assuming the athletic budget has now passed. Largest athletic budget in team history, and largest staff pay pool in history. I mean, all of this moving in the right direction. Now, The only thing that is concerning to me is there's been little to no mention of NIL, what we're doing on the NIL front. I've said before, if I had to guess, that we're about dead last nationally in NIL offering, or at least in Power 5 offerings. In the article with the Touchdown Club, that was something that he was talking to, but it didn't list anything actionable that's happening in the article. Now, maybe Key is working to keep that on the hush-hush, but you would think if we were doing something substantial there, they would be saying it. Now, it could be that they're waiting to unveil something. I don't know, but this really comes full circle to the rebrand or the renaming of Grant Field. Like, you can say, hey, we just got to play hard-nosed football. We just have to play well, be well coached. That's one part of it, but there is going to be a hard ceiling for what we can do as a program if we don't get this other stuff right, being NIL and pay for our staff and money injected in the program. You can only go so far with that. And we saw that with Paul Johnson. Paul Johnson did everything that could be expected with what he was working with and more. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame coach. And he voiced this before. He's like, look at Clemson's facilities. If you're being recruited, where would you want to play? Now, I'm setting aside that we ran the triple option, but he's right. We have got to start coming more into alignment with what other schools are offering if we consistently want to be a 8-9 win team. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. Otherwise, you'll have these one-off seasons, maybe 6-7 wins, and then maybe you get to 10 wins once every 5 to 8 years. And I expect more than that. Like, I think Georgia Tech being located in the heart of Atlanta, which is the rap capital of the world, it's where the College Football Hall of Fame is, it's where every big tech company, good industry job is in the heart of Atlanta. We should be able to be a very, very good football team. And I'm happy to see it looks like we're taking the steps to do that. Man, I can't tell you how jacked up I am for this season. We're under, 60 days now into the season. Someone posted it in the Discord. By the way, if you're not a part of the Discord group either, there's a link for that in the description of the video. No, we're under 50 days, guys. 49 days until September 1st. Ooh, let's go. You guys have a great Friday, and I'll see you Sunday. Have a good one.